Hello, everyone, and welcome to another talk here. We're going to discuss playing changes. We're working with tune here, Nuage, for this week and maybe beyond for a while. So I'll start out by playing a little bit on the changes, kind of with the idea that we're trying to outline them and give an idea, in your melody of what the harmony is doing. So even if you're just playing on your own or with a group, being able to kind of show what all of that is. All right, so I'll play over a little bit. So one of the first things that we want to try to achieve with playing changes is just to have an awareness of the chord tones, kind of the inside sounds of a given chord. So when we think about the tones, let's say so we have B flat minor. So when we play the melody, we can play things that are inside that sound, inside or outside that sound, to suggest what they are. So basically, what you arrive at there is playing arpeggios on the tune. So when we play B flat minor, then we play those so kind of 4 basic tones of that sound. Okay, so, and you can use kind of the chord shape. Let's see here. Okay, and then play any one of those 4 tones. Okay, and then using different orders or and moving things around. And then when you get to the E flat 7, okay, we have the idea of making the change. Now some notes will be the same, some notes will be different. So E flat is not included in the B flat chord, and nor is the G, but we do have a B flat and a D flat, so we have some notes in common and some notes that are not in common. Okay, so there's a little bit of a melody that you can work from on that to make that change. All right, and then we can move as well through the next change. Okay, and we have another one. We talked about these in the with the analysis that we did. But we have another 2/5, and it has a little more of the flat 5 sound. So minor 7 flat 5. Okay. Okay, so we want to become accustomed to that. Okay. Okay, and then we have a D7. And then if we choose a 9, then we go for the flat 9 there. Okay. So then we have that. Okay, so we have chord tones, and then we have certain notes that we can think of as guide tones as well. So we have to get us through there. So okay, so I'm going to play really pretty slowly here and just kind of work through some of the ideas of the arpeggios. Slow this down quite a bit, and maybe I'll leave it on the screen. I'm going to try to pick every note so that we can get a sense for those arpeggios. So if you are watching on the YouTube member area, then you can see all that with the MIDI neck as well and the camera angles. And then, but if you're listening to this on the podcast, then you can use this as a kind of ear training activity. Let's go. I want to really spell out those chords, so let's go a little slower. Okay, so there, hopefully you can hear some of those changes there, and basically using the arpeggio. Now, there were a few instances where I used the flat 9 and kind of in conjunction with the flat 5 of the previous chord, so that 2-5. So on the dominant 7, make a D7. So it might include the flat 9 there. Okay, so some 9s kind of included into that. Okay, so let's take a little bit of a moment to take a look at some ideas with guide tones and things, which we talked a little bit about. So you can take different notes, a variety of notes, but start with kind of the basics. So take something like that. So let's say we have the B flat, choose this note, and then the third of the E flat, and then maybe land on the 6. Okay, so we kind of use those tones to kind of follow some things around. So I'll play a little bit with guide tones, and maybe I'll add a little bit of some notes in between, just to kind of give you an idea of what you might end up doing with that kind of approach. So there we're taking a lot of the sevens and the thirds of whatever chord we're looking at and just using that as something to guide us through. So guide tones. And then in some cases using the sixth, the fifth. So there are different sorts of tendencies. So you have, let's see, the flat nine of a given chord tend to go to the fifth of the next chord. So various things like that to make one thing move kind of over to the next. All right. So these are all things that you can practice to help outline chord changes. And the big takeaway is to really try to be aware of what chords are in each, or what notes are in each chord, and how the chords are changing and what they're changing to throughout the tune. So I'll improvise here a little bit kind of freely on it, just to kind of illustrate maybe a little bit of some of what we've done here. Okay, so a lot of that kind of similar to what we talked about earlier, which is to kind of place some guide tones and some movements from one thing to the next. There are all lots of concepts and things that we can use to play changes, outline changes, and things. Kind of even just leveling up the number of notes you might use. So pentatonic type scales and maybe 7-note scales and bebop scales and things like that. So I'll play around a little bit with that on a couple choruses. kind of the effect of that, maybe to just fill up more space, add some more. In the case of pentatonic, or not pentatonic, but the bebop scales, or even just 7-note scales, just more stepwise motion and in general. And then the pentatonic scales kind of still have that openness of sound, and they outline the changes, or the current chord pretty clearly. And then if you're playing some of the more stepwise motion, then you might think a little bit about, okay, where are you playing those chord tones? So if you're trying to play changes or trying to outline changes, playing chord tones on the beat is going to be very helpful for that. Not that you have to do that all the time, but when the goal of this talk is to play changes, outline changes. So playing those on the beat to give us an idea of what the chord is, and that's where the bebop scales are helpful with, because we can outline those changes and land on those tones that are more consonant, so that we don't have. I think sort of the math works out pretty clearly. So let me give you an example of that. So if we have a G, like a tonic G major, tonic major, 6 is going to be pretty consonant. Root, 5th, 3rd. So those other tones are kind of coming in between. So you have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So it just kind of works out in that way. All right, everybody. That's going to do it for this talk today. But I'll hopefully be back with another talk tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. I think I will. And thanks for being a member if you are watching this on the YouTube channel. And if you're checking this out on the podcast, thanks for checking it out, and try to spread the word, and check out the website, fretprints.com, and check out the YouTube channel, youtube.com/fretprints. All right, everybody. Have a great practice session. I'll see you all in the next one.